Once upon a time there was a small village on an island that was surrounded by a vast and eerie lake, known as the Lake of the Dead. It was said that the lake was cursed and whoever entered it would never return. But two boys, Tom and Jake, never believed in such tales. They were best friends, inseparable and always eager for adventure. One day, a dark figure washed up on the shore of the island. The villagers were horrified to find that it was Tom's father, dead and covered in bruises and wounds. Tom and Jake were heartbroken, but they were also determined to find out who killed their beloved father. They spent days investigating and asking questions, gathering any information they could. After a few short weeks, they found themselves in a sticky situation. The trail led them to an island in the middle of the lake, a place forbidden to enter. The island was home to a large building, and it was rumored that a dangerous man lived there. The two boys knew that they were putting their lives at risk, but their love and devotion to their father was stronger than their fear. The island was shrouded in mist, and the air was filled with a sense of foreboding. The large building was dark and imposing, and as the boys approached it, they felt their heartbeats quicken with fear. They stepped inside, their hands shaking as they clutched onto each other for support. The interior was just as dark and eerie as the exterior, and it was clear that no one had been there for a very long time. Suddenly, they heard a noise. It was a low growl, and it seemed to be coming from the depths of the building. They cautiously made their way deeper into the building, their flashlights illuminating the way. The growls became louder and more intense, until they were almost deafening. Just as they were about to turn back, they saw a figure in the shadows. It was a man, dressed in ragged clothes and with a wild, crazed look in his eyes. The man lunged at the boys, his long, sharp claws glinting in the dim light. Tom and Jake screamed and ran back the way they had come, but the man was too fast. They stumbled and fell, and in that moment they knew that they were going to die. Just then, the man let out a blood-curdling roar, and the boys blacked out. When they woke up, they were lying on the beach of the village. It was daylight, and they were surrounded by the villagers who were looking at them with fear and confusion. Tom and Jake told their story, but no one believed them. They were convinced that they had hallucinated the entire experience, and that they had simply fallen asleep on the beach. But Tom and Jake knew the truth. They knew that they had encountered a monster on the Forbidden Island, and they knew that they would never forget what they had seen. From that day on, Tom and Jake were known as the Crazy Boys. No one would believe their story, and they were often teased and bullied by the other villagers. They lived their lives in fear, always looking over their shoulders, waiting for the monster to come back for them. But the monster never did. It was as if it had vanished into the mist, never to be seen again. Years went by, and Tom and Jake grew old. They often talked about their experience on the Forbidden Island, and they never forgot the monster that had tried to kill them. And as they lay on their deathbeds, they took comfort in the knowledge that they had survived the Lake of the Dead and the monster.